I think this was Shuttington by Tamworth Way when I took this photograph. Just a simple little scene, nice little fence here in the foreground, framed by the foliage. So let's have a look at the materials. This is my palette. It's Cotman watercolour tubes, student quality, but they do for me. We got ultramarine, lemon yellow, Payne's grey, alizarin crimson, raw sienna, burnt umber, and light red. Got the main brush here, 99% of the paint's done with a large hake. Clear water, got a 15 by 11 Fabriano, £130. So one last look at the photograph and let's get cracking. So I'm going to start off as usual. This is just clear water. Put it on with a large hake brush. Dipping the tips in just to re-wet it, just so it keeps the stops the paper from crinkling. You know, that horrible crinkly effect you get, and it sort of just stretches it as you go along. You can do it before you start if you want to. I just prefer to do it as I start. By the time I've got the sky in and the background, it's generally stretched as far as it's going to go. I can just pull it tight then to refix it. This is just raw sienna. Just dipping the tips, clean the brush. Ultramarine. Just ultramarine, just a touch of Payne's grey there. And just across the top, bit of sky. Something down the bottom. Bit more ultramarine, Payne's grey, a bit darker. The darker it is, the more dramatic it'll look. Just a little bit down there. Clean the brush again. Bit of alizarin crimson, Payne's grey. A bit more colour in the sky. There's a few little clouds there. Some of that's colour down below. Paper stretched a little bit, so I'm going to pull it tight again, so I've got a flat surface to work with. And then the first thing I'm going to do is paint the little trees on the horizon, so I'm just going to use the same colours as I've been using. Always do the most distant objects the same colours as the sky, because it pushes them right back. Horizon line, where shall I put it? It's about there in the photo. I'll just drop it slightly, I think. Just put it something like that. And I'm just using the corner of the brush just to pop some trees. I'm just going to go off right over to the right hand side and make them slightly larger as they go away. Just helps frame it slightly better. Just a little bit of fingernail, just to suggest a few trunks here and there. Always works best in the darker bits. Not too much. Don't want to overdo it, but it can look quite effective. So that's the background trees. Just going to clean the brush. And then just a bit of raw sienna, a bit of lemon yellow. And then just a quick sweep across like that. That's all that needs really. A bit more lemon yellow there, just to add it slightly, some lighter areas. pretty quickly. A couple of little things down there, some little bushes and stuff. Well, then pretty quickly we're down to the foreground. Let's put this fence in, and I'm going burnt umber, ultramarine. And sort of start somewhere like that. Something like that. It always look best if they're just slightly off to one side, like a rickety old fence, rather than all perfect parallel straight lines. It's a bit boring. Just gives it a bit more character. There, and a few little cross pieces. And what I might do is, see how the paper's stretching in slightly. Not a problem. Just refix it. That's the beauty of these clips. I'm just going to use a piece of card. Making the lights coming in, it's just sort of catching the edge of these posts. As well. Now the bottom down here, it's quite shadowy down here, so I'm going to quite a dark mix, lemon yellow, ultramarine. Under there, it's a bit of actually I forgot there is a post on the other side, something there. But then there's like some barbed wire or something going across. I'm just going to switch to the rigger rather than putting a thick plank. It's just like a little wire going across. Some wire. Brush is pretty. There's not much paint on the brush. That's why I can go like this. So I know there's not a lot's going to come up on the paper. And that's it. Just a light touch. And a bit more going up over there. That'll do. A few little grasses in. You can scrape them in with your fingernail if you like. I'm just popping them in with this card. Or you could put them in with a rigger brush. Might be another answer. There's a bit of foliage framing the picture, so I'm just using the again. Use the rigger if you feel happy with it. I'm just using the height because I can get it in fairly quick. Got it just a nice fine chisel edged. And then the branches are sort of coming down. A few more on this side. Just put in the sort of skeleton of the thing first. And then I'm just going to clean the brush, dry it on the tea towel. Fairly lemon yellow, Payne's ultramarine, Payne's grey, really dark green colour. Just use the corner of the brush, just put this sort of framing. And this side as well. Ultramarine, lemon yellow, Payne's grey. Using the corner of the brush, sort of dancing around the paper. It's fairly dry, so I know not too much is going to come off. It's not going to sort of block it in. Lemon yellow, Payne's grey again, just keep reloading it as necessary. Remember to leave plenty of the sky in the background behind the trees. If your brush is too wet, you'll just block it all in. There's also a little bit down. Fairly dark around there as well. Lots of shadowy bits. He's getting a bit too dry. Now this is a bit too wet, so I'm going to be very careful now because the brush has gone pretty wet, so I'm just using that to just do some dark areas down there. I think I'm going to call that one finished. I'm just going to use a piece of card just to scrape my name down here. Let's go and have a closer look at it. Well, I've popped a mount on it, which always helps your painting look its best. Compared to the photograph, the only thing I've done really is just lowered the horizon line slightly. Apart from that, it's pretty similar. There's not much happening in the sky and the photo. I've just livened it up slightly, just using a bit of night raw sienna and the darker blue. A few bit of cloud, just try and make it a bit more interesting. Further down we've got these trees here on the horizon. Just put in using the same colours as the sky. Just helps push it right back into the distance, and you can just about make out where I've used my finger now just to scrape in the odd trunk, tree trunk here and there. The foreground's a very simple wash, green raw sienna wash. Just put in very simply, minimum of fuss. Got the fence here in the foreground, just sort of catching the light on the edge here as it comes in. Try to replicate that just by scraping with a card along down the side and across the top. Our foliage around here that frames the picture nicely. Just using the height just to put in the sort of limbs of the trees, and then using a dry brush to put in the foliage, just mixtures of raw sienna, lemon yellow, Payne's grey and ultramarines, get your sort of greeny colours. Well, I hope you like that. Thanks for watching. Any questions please ask, and I'll see you again soon.